The last time people bet a fortune on a world-changing technology. The crash wiped out clergymen, lawmakers, even Charles Darwin. That technology wasn't AI, it was trains. And that story is basically a map of what's coming next. Right now, the smartest people in finance are screaming at each other over one question. Is artificial intelligence a giant bubble about to burst? One side says it's the future of everything. The other says it's a trillion-dollar mirage. But here's what nobody arguing on your feed will tell you. We have already run this exact experiment before, not once, twice. And both times, the ending was far stranger than either side expects. So let's rewind, not to the last tech crash, further, to the year 1845, to an entire country losing its mind, over railroads. Picture Britain in the 1840s. A brand new technology has appeared, and it genuinely feels like magic. Steam trains. Suddenly you can move people and goods faster than a galloping horse. It's the internet of its day. And everyone wants in. People pour their life savings into railway companies, not just bankers, priests, shopkeepers, widows, even Charles Darwin. In a single year, railway stocks rocket up around 500%. Nearly 500 new railway companies spring up out of nowhere. Newspapers print almost nothing but train stocks. Now, does any of this sound familiar? Because today, the magic technology is AI, and the money is far bigger. In just 1 year, the 5 biggest tech companies plan to spend around $700 billion building AI, nearly double what they spent the year before. To put that in perspective, that's more than the entire economy of a country like Switzerland, spent in 12 months. On one idea. That's not investing. That's a stampede. But here's the weird part. In a real mania, the money starts moving in circles. Back in the railway days, some companies quietly paid their investors using other investors' cash, which made the whole thing look wildly profitable when it absolutely wasn't. Today, watch the AI giants closely. They invest in each other. One company sells the chips, another builds the data centers, a third rents the computing power, and they're all funding each other's deals. The money goes round and round. Everybody looks rich, and a lot of the demand holding it all up comes from a couple of AI startups that are themselves burning through billions with no profit in sight. As long as the music plays, nobody asks where the exit is. And then the music stops. America, 1873. The most trusted banker in the country, a man named Jay Cooke, had bet everything on one enormous railroad. He needed to raise $100 million. He managed 14. His bank collapsed and dragged the whole economy down with it. Meanwhile, back in Britain, railway shares had already cratered by 85%. Fortunes gone. Darwin took a serious hit. Ordinary families were wiped out completely. And this is the part the AI optimists really don't like to talk about. When these bubbles pop, they do not pop gently. But now, the twist that changes the whole story. Because after the railway crash, when the smoke cleared, something was still standing. The tracks. All those doomed, bankrupt companies had laid down thousands of miles of railway. And by 1855, Britain had built roughly 90% of the rail network it still uses today. The investors got crushed, but the country was left with a transport system that powered 100 years of growth. And here's the kicker. It happened again. In the year 2000, the dot-com crash destroyed telecom companies that had buried the country in fiber optic cable. Way too much of it. So much that most sat unused for years. People literally called it dark fiber. Worthless. Until it quietly became the backbone of the modern internet. Google, Netflix, streaming, and yes, the very AI we're arguing about right now was built on the leftovers of a crash. So, here's the insight almost nobody says out loud. A bubble and a revolution are not opposites. Sometimes they're the exact same event. The mania is how humanity tricks itself into overbuilding the future, laying way more track, more cable, more computing power than makes any sense at the time. The investors foot the bill, and the rest of us inherit what's left behind. So, is AI a bubble? Honestly, it might be. The spending is dizzying, the money is running in loops, and history says a reckoning is genuinely possible. But that is not the same as saying AI is fake. Trains were real, the internet was real, and both of them still ruined the people who bankrolled them first. The bubble might burst, and the tracks might still be here long after we've forgotten the crash. If that just flipped something in your brain, stick around. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.